We are on fire tonight. We better hurry up.
We had bacon and eggs for dinner, and my hands smell like bacon.
Yeah?
Which is fine. I went upstairs and used your bathroom, and I washed my hands. Irish Spring soap Mike has in his bathroom.
Yeah.
And now my hands smell like soap and bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soapy bacon.
Soapy bacon.
It was my...
I was in a band called Soapy Bacon.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, Raisin Bran. Not Raisin Bran.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you do the grocery shopping? Then you can get whatever you want. Right.
It's not that hard, Mom. It says crunch on the box.
You're pushing it.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. We now have more episodes than MASH. Please welcome your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. This is episode 255.
Buckle up, kids. This
Yep.
one's a rough one. We are high on caffeine, water, and bacon.
Yep. We just did an episode of Greetings from the Idiot Box with Allison Lips. And the last time we were on her podcast, we damn near broke the thing.
Yeah.
Mike had the brilliant idea of talking about Airwolf.
Because I'm an American.
Yes, I am also an American. But this episode, we talked about Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and El Camino. And it went much better this time than it did the last time.
Yes, science!
So, Allison Lips, thank you for having us on your show. Check out Greetings from the Idiot Box on the internet. Go to greetingsfromtheIdiotbox.com/edu.gov.
So long-term listeners
TV.
know that we periodically just go off into Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul land.
Yeah.
This episode is going to be pretty much Breaking Bad free.
Yes.
We have worn
We
that
are breaking
horse out.
Bad it out.
Oh, we're slowing down. That's a good sign. You know what's not slowing down? Breaking Bad. Haven't seen anything like it since The Wire. God, he never shuts up about those shows.
It's we've ridden it hard and put it away wet.
Yes.
What?
Hello.
Yeah. But what I am going to talk about, speaking of putting it away wet, is
Good segue.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I did that there. It's 5 years experience, kids. I'm going to be talking about how I fixed my dishwasher with a screwdriver, a sword, and a camera.
Yeah. We had to fire somebody last week, but we're also going to talk about, for the first time ever, a sex scandal has plagued Irritable Dad Syndrome.
And you're like, how does that happen?
Do you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it now?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so a sex scandal has plagued Irritable Dad Syndrome. And let me find the exact article that comes on, because I don't want to... this isn't fake news, kids. From the New York Post. JoJo Siwa dumps humiliated partner after realizing she's not a lesbian on Celebrity Big Brother. So, JoJo Siwa and her partner, Kath Ebbs, have split after Siwa realized she's no longer a lesbian and got flirty with Love Island UK star Chris Hughes.
Chris Hughes.
Okay? Chris Hughes. We
And
all
he
know
just-
who Chris Hughes is. Chris Hughes.
He just showed up in the stream here
Yes.
on cue. And
Chris
he's got a
Hughes
crown
is,
there. Yeah.
a patron of our show, and he's been a friend of the show. He's been a guest on the show.
He's a beautiful soul,
He's got a sex scandal.
but he's got a dark past.
He's got some explaining to do, because JoJo Siwa, if that's her real name, has been all flirty and handsy with this Chris Hughes in public. And I reached out to Chris Hughes and I said, hey, what's going on here? And he said, it's a different Chris Hughes.
That's exactly what you would say.
Exactly.
If you were...
That is exactly what I would say. Officer, this heroin in my back seat belongs to another Darren Cox.
What do you think we are, anyway?
Am I stupid?
It's just, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. We're gonna get down to it.
We
a little
don't
bit.
need this type of... This is what's called a black eye on the podcast. We don't need to be affiliated with this story. We don't need to be associated with it.
If you're
I don't even
new,
know why we're talking about it.
If you're new to this show, it may surprise you, shock you even, that we have fans. But we do.
We do.
And our fans
Very
are
loyal fans.
very loyal, and they're also the shadiest group of you'll ever see in your life. And Chris Hughes is the ringleader of them.
He is.
I'm talking whenever anything happens in America
Yeah.
that could be illegal, untoward,
Torrid.
or a bit
scandalous, hinky,
a little smelly.
snarly, a little skanky leg.
The first thing we do is message Chris Huggies.
Yeah, Huggies.
And say, were you involved in this?
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. Now, he says no,
yeah.
but I'm like, okay, I want proof. I want to see some receipts. I want to see an alibi.
We become implicated in this
We have met
because
his wife.
they've been in our studio
Yeah.
multiple times.
Yeah.
We have plastered his face and her face all over some of our episodes.
Yes.
And all over our website.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of, what's that called? We've got that.
Yeah. Yes. We've got that. So I'm just going to tell all y'all right now that we are not in favor of this type of behavior.
Preach it.
This activity.
Tell them.
And we're not going to stand for it.
Get on it.
I mean, we're still going to take his money.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, because and mainly because of the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, he swears it's another Chris Hughes. I don't know. I've met Chris Hughes. I know him.
Yeah.
This doesn't surprise me at all. At all. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
If that's a joke, I love it. If not, I cannot wait to unpack that with you.
You want to hear about how much of a badass I am?
I do
You ready
wanna
for
hear.
this? Okay,
Like
so
Odell badass.
we have in our house a Bosch dishwasher. Mike, Mike, why do you have a Bosch dishwasher? Well,
Aren't they the
because-
same people that make the contact lenses?
No, that's Bausch
Bausch.
and Malone. Bausch.
Oh, okay.
Bosch is a whole different
Wouldn't that be
plan.
something if they made dishwashers and contact
That
lenses?
would be something.
You're being promoted from
Yeah.
dishwasher to contact lenses.
The reason we got a Bosch,
Bosch.
is because that's what was in the house before, and because they're supposed to be good, and
Okay.
I don't want to have to worry about leaks and things
No.
like that. I
No,
don't.
I don't think anybody wants
deal with
leaks
Nobody
and
wants
things.
that. So we got one. I loved it. And it's been wonderful. And then this weekend, I'm enjoying myself. It's
Yeah.
on a Sunday.
Hello.
I'd had a what?
That doesn't sound good at all.
I was
There I
okay.
was,
Let me
enjoying
let
myself.
me clear it up. I was grinding my camos.
Was JoJo Siwa with
no,
you? Okay.
no. Neither was Chris Hughes.
No,
and
okay.
it was on a Sunday. I had a full week and weekend. A Sunday was Daddy's Day.
Yes.
To grind camos. I was going to go to Charlie's football game, come back and grind more camos, and just generally enjoy life. And then Bess comes in and says, the dishwasher is saying E15. And I said, and I quote, I didn't know it could talk.
Nice.
It's never said anything to me.
E15.
But I noticed that the pump that has an exit pump was going.
Ooh. Okay.
It wouldn't stop. That's my point. And I looked,
See how long you
indeed,
can go.
indeed, where it typically tells you how long the wash is going to take.
Yeah.
It said E15.
Oh.
So I go look that up. I found an internet video.
It's the sequel to E14.
This dude who I went to the video of was so excited that
Yeah.
he had fixed the E15 error. It was a 15-minute video.
Okay.
And it goes through all this stuff, and it requires screwdrivers and things and taking your dishwasher apart. And I said, nay. Because I'll screw that up. But then I looked at what a new dishwasher costs and to get it installed, because I ain't doing that. I'll screw something up.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, howdy, that was going to cost a bit of money.
A pretty penny,
And
as the kids
we've
say.
had this dishwasher for 11 years. It's way past the warranty.
You got to take it up behind the barn.
You got to get it. So I said, what have I got to lose? I had the new dishwasher in the cart. I'm ready to push buy. But my finger wouldn't let me. It said, go, yawn, and try this 15-minute procedure. Well, it was 15-minute for this guy who knows what he's doing. It took me about 2 hours.
Right.
But I managed to take it apart, take the thing out, clean it, whatever, and put it back together. I spilled some water along the way. That caused some drama because I thought it was leaking, but it was my dumb assness that caused
I know how
that.
to fix that. You get a
You
mop.
wipe it up.
Yeah.
But it was underneath, so I put a fan. I did what you did with the fan for about an hour, not a whole lot of time, but it ended up drying up out there. The point is, I cleared that thing, but when I had the water under there, I wanted to see, why do I have water under there and how far back is it going? I remembered that I had, from about 15 years ago, a Snake camera that I bought my brother-in-law, Jim Boyce, for Christmas and never gave to him. Connects to your phone, right?
Uh-huh.
The connections to
How
the
come
phones,
you never gave it to Jim?
15 years ago, the phone connections don't work now.
No.
These modern, newfangled
Well, you
Google
probably had a
Google
rotary phone
phones.
back
yeah,
then.
back then. And so I managed to connect it to this laptop using a connector I didn't even know we had. Mm-hmm. And then I managed to get
kids, that's why you don't throw that stuff away.
I got the picture to show up on this laptop.
Uh-huh.
The breaking or the Irritable Dad
Irritable
Syndrome
Dad
laptop.
Syndrome laptop.
And then I needed something straight to push the to push the camera back under and look. And I went through the garage, which is where most of our straight things are. And the only thing I could find...
I keep all my crooked things in the garage.
Only thing I could find was a Pirates of the Caribbean sword that we got from Disney World some time ago.
Yeah.
And I taped it to that, and then I used that to look askance under the dishwasher to look for the moisture. I zeroed in, pinpointed it, and I was pleased with myself. And around this time, Bess came home from the store and saw me on my stomach. And I'm explaining to her what happened, and she said, and
you were
I
on
quote,
your stomach, looking for the moisture, enjoying yourself.
She said, "Why
are
you holding a sword?" And I said, "How the hell else am I going to put the camera under there?"
Yeah.
And she just lost it. I was like, "Is this weird that you come home and the dishwasher's in pieces and I'm using a sword
Your husband's on
to
his
look
stomach
under
with
the
the
thing?"
sword.
And she said, "It's not normal."
No.
Did you fix it? And I was like, "I think so." But yes, I did. It's repaired. Saved us.
Yay.
So Bosch charges, as of the recording of this podcast, $179 just to come to your house.
Yes.
Whether or not they even find anything. And then it is $20 every 6 minutes.
What?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I calculated, know what you're doing? Mm-hmm. This repair would have cost us about $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Did it for
free.
Yeah, basically used my Sunday.
Yeah.
And then after that, I ground my camos.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, I wish you would have been at our house because a couple of weeks ago, Jacob and I were in the kitchen, and Jacob looks up at the ceiling and says, Dad, which isn't good.
No.
And he points, and I look, and there's a wet spot on the ceiling, which is bad.
One of my nightmares.
Yeah. You're not supposed to have wet spots in your ceiling.
Generally
Now,
speaking, that's a sign that something has gone awry.
Askance,
Yes.
penultimate. So I knew that we had what's known as a problem.
Yeah.
So I knew that we couldn't have had a hole in the roof because Cameron's bedroom is above our kitchen.
He would have noticed a waterfall.
He would have
in
noticed.
his,
I'd like to think he would have noticed water coming through his room, through the floor, and then into our kitchen. Yeah. So it had to be the bathroom. I went up into the bathroom and I got everything out from underneath both sides of the sink, and there was no leaking in the sink. There was some water behind the turlet, but I didn't know if the water was coming from the shower or the Shure or the turlet.
You didn't know if the water had come from the toilet or if the water was trying to get into the turlet.
I didn't know what was going on, but we had to call somebody, and the fine folks at Apollo Plumbing came, and oh my God, are these guys awesome. We had the coolest plumber ever. This guy, he looked like Captain America.
Did he wear the American flag shorts like Apollo Creed?
No.
Okay.
No, he looked like the new Captain America.
Okay.
Yeah. Just cool as hell, funny. And he was a good guy, and he cut this giant hole in our ceiling, and he stayed for I can't remember how long. He was there, hours. Okay, turned off all the water to the house, and he's trying to find out, is it a drain pipe? Is it this pipe? Is it coming from the Sure? Is it coming from the Turlet? Where is it coming from? He finally determined that it was coming from the Turlet. Okay. And this is the best. I'm just going to get to the best part of the story here. Libby was saying, is it the Turlet? And I'm saying, is it the Turlet? And then Cameron says, is water coming from the Turlet? After a few hours, this guy who's getting ready to go out to his truck to get some tools looks and he says, by the way, I really admire you guys. And we're like, why? He goes, I love the determination that you all have to continuously say Turlet. He was having a blast with us. We're like, well, good. And the next time you go on a gig and you have to, change someone's Turlet, can you, say Turlet? And he goes, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
You go. Yeah.
So we had to get a new Turlet. So he goes and
a whole new Turlet.
Yeah, we went and bought a new Turlet. We got an American Standard, which my old landlord in Tennessee said is the Cadillac of Turlets. Actually, he called it. So we went and bought an American Standard. And I don't know if you've looked at Turlets lately.
I haven't shopped
around.
One,
it will flush a bucket of golf balls.
I think that's the one I need.
I'm like, why? And so we asked him, like, can we flush golf balls? He goes, don't.
Yeah.
Don't do it. He says, yes, it will flush them, but then it's like they get caught up in the line.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they put that on there, that you can flush golf balls. But kids don't flush golf balls.
Seems like there's other ways to get rid of golf balls.
It seems like there's other ways. There's other selling points for a Turlet. Then there was another Turlet that would flush billiard balls. I'm like,
do any of these things flush?
Can we get one that'll flush a football?
Now, if they could get one that would flush like paper towels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that happens from time to time.
Yeah.
People will be, I guess this goes in here.
Yeah.
But I've never been playing pool
but I'm going to put
thought,
that in the Turlet.
I need to go put it in the Turlet.
Yeah. We get the new Turlet. He installs it, and he says, I would wait a couple of weeks before you have the hole in your ceiling patched just to make sure and to let it all dry out. And he says I would put a fan on that. So we do have a fan.
Yeah.
And this was creative engineering on my part.
Yeah.
I got out our fan, and I couldn't get it aimed right at the hole in the ceiling. So I found 4 bar stools that we have, and I put it on the 4 bar stools, but then it was still aiming straight. I couldn't get it to angle up, so I get 2 big-ass plastic cereal bowls that I put on 2 of the bar stools, and then put 2 of the fan legs on there to get it at I'm going to call it a 32-degree angle. And I posted that picture on my Facebook page, and my God, the appreciation I got for the creative engineering of that. Somebody asked me if I learned that from you, because you're the engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was the first person to poop in the new Turlet?
The boys flipped a coin. I don't know. I know Jacob won the coin toss, but I don't know if he actually did it or not. Apollo Plumbing was awesome.
Okay, so, I'm gonna put that. I have a guy, but I haven't used a plumber in about 12 or 13 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
7 years. I'm going to try them again if I ever need one. But then if they don't work, I'll go Apollo. Yeah.
So after our Apollo guy had left, Libby went upstairs and was looking and admiring our new Turlet, and she noticed that the lid on the tank had a little chip on it. And then the lid had like a groove along the back, and she's like, it's a brand new Turlet. We paid blank amount of dollars for it. You'd think that we'd have a lid that doesn't have a chip in it. So we went to Home Depot, and I asked the lady at the, what's it called, Miko, for customer service?
The Turlet.
The customer service
hotline.
I asked the lady at customer service, I said, we got a Turlet here, and I showed her the receipt, and I said it's got a chip in it and a groove in the back, and we don't want to replace the Turlet, we just want to replace the lid. And she said, go on aisle 11 and talk to whoever. So I go on aisle 11, and I see that guy there.
Clyde.
I said, Clyde. And I said, hi, Clyde, I'm Darren. We bought a Turlet here 2 days ago, and I showed him the receipt. And I said that the tank, the lid, had a chip in it and a groove, and and he says, you need to replace the toilet? I said, no, we need to replace the lid to the Turlet.
Yeah.
And he tells me to go to customer service.
We were just there, Clyde.
So we went back to customer service. This time I find a different guy.
Yeah.
And this guy's cool as hell. He was so cool. I told him, I said, we bought a Turlet here. Showed him the receipt. Got a chip in the tank.
Clyde back there doesn't really know what he's doing.
Clyde doesn't know what he's doing, and neither does Margaret here.
Yeah.
I said, and he goes, well, just bring the toilet in. I said, it's
Clyde?
already installed.
Yeah.
He goes, you just need to replace the lid? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, go do that. Go pick one out.
Oh.
And so I did, and they let me take the lid home and make sure that it fit. And then I brought the one with the chip back to Home Depot. So, yeah, problem solved. Thanks, Home Depot. But it's awesome having a new Turlet that can flush golf balls.
Mm-hmm. Well, then you don't have to watch what you're eating. You just eat whatever you want.
Whatever you want,
take it.
Do you do this when you go to Home Depot? Like, if I'm going to Home Depot, I will intentionally put on, like, the rattiest T-shirt I have, and I've got a pair of camouflage cargo shorts, and I wear old, nasty tennis shoes, because it looks like I've been doing, like, construction all day long.
I literally go in however I look at the moment I decide I need to go, which includes everything from what you're saying. I've gone in there with Superman jammies. I've done... The only outfit I haven't gone in there with is my SpongeBob SquarePants onesie.
Oh, God.
But I don't want to... It's not welcome everywhere.
But no, it's like if I'm going to Home Depot,
you want to look like
I do. I look, and I intentionally walk around like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Now, I
have no idea what I'm doing. Sometimes I ask people, "Do you need any help with anything?" It's a gamble.
If Bess and
they're like, "No," I'm like, "Okay, well, let me know."
If Bess and I are ever buying something somewhat expensive or could be expensive, I do make sure that I look like I have no money.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't work. Like when we bought her Toyota, I kind of walked in there and I don't even remember what I had on, but it was,
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you got a new Turlet. Which is it? Is it downstairs? Can I poop in it?
No, you certainly can.
Okay.
It's upstairs.
Okay.
But you don't want to go into my boy's bathroom because you'll catch gangrene.
Okay.
What is your favorite moment from Irritable Dad Syndrome? Tell us now at our Facebook page or leave us a message at our website, irritabledadsyndrome.com.
I want to apologize to Adam Neediff. Adam was on our show last week, and what an amazing guest this guy is.
Adam
Neediff is great. He's a fantastic guy. He's a great guest. He's a good friend of the show. Our writers sent Dave an opening thing for the episode, and Dave read the wrong title for the book.
Damn it, Dave.
The book, it's not Dave's fault.
It's not Dave's fault.
It's not. Dave reads what you put in front of him.
Yeah, that's right.
Dave would read the Communist Manifesto if you just handled it. Manifesto? Manifesto.
The proletariat and the
Hi,
bourgeoisie.
I'm Dave Lee.
Yeah, he would,
And this is how communism works.
Yeah.
No, so the name of the book is Quizmaster, The Life and Times and Fun and Games of Bill Cullen. Okay, so we got that wrong.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know if all y'all figured it out by listening to last week's episode. It took us almost 50 minutes to get to where we could talk to Adam, when we could hear him. And it was a lot of check, test, 1, 2, test, check, check, check. Adam, can you hear?
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Okay, Adam, start talking. Say your ABCs or something.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, B, C, B, A.
Laugh really hard.
Ha, ha, ha! Yes!
Wave as you can hear. He can hear us.
Yeah.
He can hear. We can't hear you. And then, God love him, he would write down and hold it up to the camera.
Yeah.
It's like, I can hear myself, but if there's an echo, I'm like, okay. And
at one point we were communicating like they did in Lost when the guy's on the outside and he's writing stuff on the card and holding it up to the people on the inside.
Yes. I thought we're going to have to send smoke signals. We're going to have to carrier pigeon.
So I haven't listened to the episode yet, but Bess did today, and she loved it. And she said the bloopers are fantastic because she said Darren included the moment where you just broke down and lost it laughing.
Yeah.
And I call that my Walter White in the crawl space moment where it just I gave up. I mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually gave up in that moment. I was done.
The episode.
With the episode.
It's like, so we couldn't get Adam in our headphones. So, but we could hear him out of the laptop.
Yeah.
And this is an
Barely.
audio podcast, and I'm pointing to the laptop.
Yeah, that
so
thing.
the thing that you hear me pointing to is our laptop.
Yeah.
And we're leaning into the laptop, listening, and we could kind of hear him, which is why I was like, yeah.
This is one of
I would
those
laugh
episodes.
at Adam. I'm like, what did he say?
This is one of those episodes where watching the stream on Patreon,
worth its weight in
it's
gold.
worth it. I think it's worth the price of the Patreon just to get that stream, because you will see as we go, Darren and I get closer and closer to the lap because we can't hear it.
No.
And we're practically butting heads. And there's a few times where we did not hear what he said.
Sitting in each other's lap.
Yeah, there's a few times where we just didn't hear what he said, and we're both like, "Oh yeah, totally, yeah."
Tell me more about that, Adam.
And then finally, Darren says, "You get ready to talk. You get ready to ask Adam a question, and Adam," and then it went black. He's just gone.
Yeah,
He's disappeared.
Yeah, we could hear him out of the laptop, and we're talking to him the best we can. It's going as good as it can possibly go. I mean, you checked. So Adam's audio was coming through the stream, and our audio was coming through the stream. The only problem was we were having trouble hearing him, so our audience were ne'er the wiser.
So
right?
to paint the picture, we could hear him coming through the speakers in the room above the room we were in, but we couldn't hear him from the speakers connected to his face.
Anyway, so we lost him, and then we're like, Adam, we need you to call us back, and hoping that he could hear us say that, and he did. And then the second time he called us back, we could hear him.
Yeah, we changed nothing.
We changed absolutely nothing. And he calls us back, and then we hear him, and we're like explaining to him how we don't know what's going on. Anyway. So we start talking to him again, and he's on the show to promote a book. He's an author. He's got a brand new book coming out, and I wanted to pimp his book.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting ready. So tell me more about this book. And Adam, he's gone. We touched nothing. He disappeared, and that's where Mike and I lose our mind.
And tonight, coming to tonight, I touched nothing on the system,
and it worked
from
fine.
that point to working with Allison on the
Greetings from the Idiot
Box. It worked perfectly, and now we're recording this episode perfectly. Touched nothing. The only difference is that we had a guest.
Yes,
which is the same that happened with Rick.
Rick from Southern Culture on the Skids. Yeah, good times.
Hey, this is Rick from Southern Culture on the Skids, and you are listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome.
So anyway, we fired Renee. Renee was the person in charge of getting things set up smoothly, and
she's
she
the
wasn't
audio
even
engineer.
Here.
She lied on her resume. She was what happened. She didn't. She said she had all this experience.
People right and left. We're, as my dad would say, we're firing people all willy nilly.
It's back to a 3-person deal here. It's me, Darren, and Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay.
You just can't find good help these days.
We need patrons.
Yeah.
We need your money.
We
need your money so we can buy equipment. We can hire people who can do this for us.
We need
Please
to hire
send your money now.
A team that can make good podcasts so that all we have to do is sit here and talk about stupid.
I think you and I are pretty good podcasters.
I think
what you and I have is pretty good.
We do pretty good.
Yeah, we're pretty good podcasters.
But man,
the rest of it. Anyway, go buy Adam Needham's new book. You can go to Amazon.com or BearManorMedia.com, and it's Quizmaster: The Life and Times and Fun and Games of Bill Cullen, and you will love it.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Overthinkers Incorporated, providing irrational solutions since 1932.
holy crap! Somebody just followed us to Medical Bilal host. So welcome to the show.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay.
How you doing?
Chris Hughes.
We're ready to believe you.
You're doing Ghostbusters. For some reason, Total Recall popped up in my head.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking of Schwarzenegger, demure. Right? That's the word he says right before he falls asleep. She's like, do you want her to be funny or demure? And he goes, demure.
Demure.
By the way, they are remaking The Running Man.
Okay.
And guess who plays the Arnold character?
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
No, but close.
Timothy Chalamet.
No, Chisel
Doug Flutie.
Chisel McChiselface from Twisters and Maverick. The guy? Face?
The guy with the face.
The guy with the face in Hollywood in Maverick, and Tex Mick a lot in Twisters. You know what I'm talking about?
Tex Mick a lot.
There's a title for it.
I gotta. The guy who played Anthony Edwards' kid in Maverick.
No. Hollywood.
Kelly McGillis.
Hollywood.
Kilmer.
Hollywood. It comes in at the end and saves Maverick and Goose, and he says, "Please keep your tray tables in your upper right positions."
From the original Top Gun.
No, from Maverick.
John Hamm.
No, the we're gonna.
No, where were we? Oh, yeah.
We're gonna pause our regularly scheduled program here while Mike looks this up. I can't believe you know this guy.
Clearly, I don't.
He's the guy.
The guy in Top Gun who saved them.
That guy right there. Him. That guy.
I don't know his name.
Tex Mc a lot.
With an X.
Yeah.
Not a CK.
Yeah. Let's show these.
There's nobody there.
Yeah, there's nobody there. And it's glare. They can't see it anyway. Anyway, that guy is going to be Quaid. What's his name?
Quaid the Stallion. Quaid Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Universal One Jumbo Color-Coded Paper Clips. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I'm nothing if not organized. You can ask anybody, especially my wife. Whenever I do paperwork, I'm a stickler for keeping my together. That's why I use Universal One Jumbo Color-Coded Paper Clips. Let's face it, staples are barbaric, so I always use paper clips. Universal One paper clips are made from vinyl-coated wire, and they have a smooth finish to help make your paperwork filing a more pleasant experience. And they come in a variety of fun colors. So be the hit of your office and buy a case of Universal One Jumbo Color-Coded Paper Clips. They come 250 to a pack, so you can file your important documents and make a festive rainbow-colored paperclip necklace. Back to you guys in the studio.
You know what amazes me, Mike?
What, Darren?
Every day I'm on social media.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook a lot. I'm on the I don't do anything on X anymore, but on
That's
Instant,
the tweeter, the old ones call it.
On the tweeter. On Instagram,
Yeah.
I do a little bit of stuff, but mainly it's on the TikTok. I don't post a lot of videos on the TikTok, but I like to comment on videos on TikTok, and a lot of people are following me because of my comments on the TikTok. But I'm constantly getting messages on the Facebook and the TikTok. Hey, I'm trying to send you a friend request and can't. Can you send me a friend request? And then we'll get to know each other. And it's usually some woman in her 20s. And I'm like, how stupid am I?
Yeah.
Do you really think I'm that stupid?
Yeah.
One, how hard is it to send a friend request? It's not hard at all. I don't get it because I get them all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to become friendlier with you. That's great.
Yeah.
Follow my podcast.
Yeah, I mean...
Send me some money, and then we'll talk about me sending you a friend request.
I mean, my initial response is, I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
I mean, just whatever.
Yeah.
It's time for a classic clip from Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Graduation season is coming up.
Yeah, it is.
And my wife and I, we're going to be going to several graduation parties. And she was talking to me. She says, what's a good amount to give somebody, like a gift card or a check or just cash?
Yeah.
And we thought, well, if you don't know the kid really well, $20. If you've known this kid, like if he's one of your son or daughter's best friends, 50,
yeah.
To cap it out at 100. Okay. Ooh. If this is the kid who's like spent the night, 5, 6, 8 times a year for the past whatever, bump it up to 100. Then that's where you cap it off.
Yeah.
But I told Libby, I said, what would be funny for graduation if you wrote a check for $39.12. There you go. For the rest of this kid's life, he or she because I don't want to discriminate,
Yeah.
will be wondering why $39.12.
Yeah.
And you can make it $38.15 or an odd number.
Yeah.
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 There you go, Toby. Congratulations. Love you, bud. We're really proud of you. $39.12.
So this reminds me, and I still have this present. When Bess and I registered for our wedding, one of the I don't want to guess. I think one of the places we registered was Target. And we're going through, and they give you a gun. Yeah, I do remember that you scan everything that goes on there.
We did that.
I scanned a Spider-Man lunchbox.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Did you get it?
Her dad.
Yeah.
Bess's dad got it for us.
I scanned a 24-pack of Mountain Dew.
Did you get that?
Jody Dishner bought it for me. She comes up, happy wedding, Darren.
Yeah.
I went down the movie section and just started scanning movies right and left. Because I'm like, we're going to get dishes and that Libby wants.
Yeah.
So I scanned some things that I wanted.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But I still have the Spider-Man lunchbox in our garage.
Yeah.
I love it.
So earlier today, you said, for the first time ever, Bess came home and you're on your stomach, and she asked, "Why are you using a sword on our dishwasher?"
Yeah.
Right?
It's a perfectly reasonable question.
Exactly. That's a question that's never been asked.
Yeah.
I had a situation. Libby yelled something at me at the house that she has never yelled before.
Okay.
And probably will never yell again. A couple of weeks ago, you and I and Bess and Libby, we went to Ann and Dave Wiseman's house. They're good friends of ours.
They're good people.
So it was a potluck lunch. Everyone was bringing something. And Libby and I and my mom and the kids were coming. And we were bringing a ham and some rolls to make ham sliders. And we brought some cheese.
Yeah, cheese is always welcome at a party.
That ham was amazing. We devoured that ham. We devoured it. So we're getting ready to go, and I'm packing up the stuff, and I'm like, do I need to bring condiments?
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. No.
Do we need condiments?
Condiments, yes.
Like stuff that you spread on the buns. So,
Hello.
sounds even worse. No. So I called Ann, and I said...
Stuff to protect.
The ham. You got to protect your ham.
Yes.
So I called Ann. I'm like, "Hey, Ann." She goes, "Hey." And I said, "Hey, we're on our way. We're leaving here in a minute." And I was just wondering, and this is where Libby from another room yells, "Mayonnaise! Mayonnaise!" I said, "Ann, can you hang on a second?"
Yeah.
Mayonnaise! It's like... Yes, Libby. I'm asking Ann if she...
Okay.
Ann, do you have mayonnaise? Yes, Darren, I have mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's not your safe word. She was asking for... okay.
She has never yelled mayonnaise before, ever. And she probably will never yell it again.
Yeah, we can only hope. What?
But it was a fun potluck.
Yeah.
We played a trivia game. I kicked ass in trivia.
You have been... this is the second game... This is the second party-ish thing I've been at with you where you've played a game, and you are like a Mensa. If I didn't know you outside of those two events,
you'd think I'm the smartest son of a bitch.
Yeah, and Libby said, Darren's just recently he's got tired of being in Mensa.
Yeah.
It's just not challenging enough. I would believe it. I'd be like, yeah, I can see how he's just not being. I was in awe.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter because we had the boomer category. So the trivia game was it's different trivia questions for different generations.
I knew nothing from the 2000s.
And it didn't matter. He got boomer questions. He got those, but then random stuff that you shouldn't know, you knew. What is this person?
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, typically excel at those games. I don't think I got a single question right. And they were softball questions. Like, this was a movie about a cop that was killed and turned into a robot and came back, and I'm like, Total Recall. It's just like, what?
This is a movie about a cop who lives in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
RoboCop.
Yeah. It didn't work.
No, and then I'm not a smart person, But it's one of those things like either you know it or you don't know it.
Yeah.
And you had a question like, name the band that had David Crosby and Roger McGuinn, and I'm like, it's the Byrds, and you're like, Fleetwood Mac, the Turtles.
You too.
No, it's Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I'm like, Mike, Roger McGuinn wasn't in Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Stills and Nash were in Crosby, Stills, and Nash with David Crosby. It was, and I'm like, I'm like, it's the Byrds, Mike, the Byrds, the Byrds. But then the winning question was, it was a free for all, it was a grab bag. What the hell was it called?
Slap.
It's a slap your
sack
monkey.
slapper.
It was a sack slapper. Yeah. No, it was the question was anybody can answer.
Yeah,
right.
whatever.
And so he says, this guy led the group in the 50s with his crickets, Buddy Holly.
I don't know
Boom.
what the hell.
Yeah, everybody knows Buddy Holly. And
you know
crickets.
Buddy Holly, but I don't know about the crickets. I want to say that I'm off, but that's the second game night.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, it's like Rain Man. You guys seen Rain Man with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman.
There's that point where he drops the matches or the toothpicks,
12,
and he counts them.
144.
He counts them.
Yeah,
he counts them. I can't even talk anymore. And that's like how it is with Darren. It's like he's useless for 99% of the time. And then we have these games. It's like throwing the toothpicks in front of him. He's just like bam, 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 bam. You should be on. I don't know if game shows would work for you.
Let's go to Vegas.
Board game, take him to Vegas to the board game casino. You clean up. We'll get pulled in the back room.
At the New Year's party, we played Set.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you...
I still don't even know.
You could not figure out the game Set to save your life.
No.
And they would throw the cards. I'm like, Set. And our other neighbor who was there, she was killing all of us. And I was trying to keep up with her. But at one point, Mike just like looked at Libby and like,
hey, what happened?
He understands this? This guy. And Libby's like, yeah, and Libby, for the first time ever, bragged on me, yeah, he's really good at this, Mike.
And I got, Beth said, you were really mean to Darren. And I was like, he expects that. If I'm not, then he thinks something's wrong.
Something's wrong with Mike.
But I had an existential crisis that night because I have an advanced engineering degree. Right?
And I watched Barney Miller for a living.
I should destroy that game.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, you should.
I should blow that game away.
You should be like Good Will Hunting.
I still don't know how to play that game. I still don't even know what that game is. I didn't even know the name was Set until you just said it again. It was the game to me with like all the shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
And you looked at it. You were like the Bill Murray in Ghostbusters. You pointed at squiggly lines. And
exactly.
I didn't even know what the hell happened.
It's so much fun. But once you figure it out, then you're like, oh, that's it. But yeah, we had one of those moments at the potluck where I answered a question and you looked at me like, kidding me?
It's,
Oh, it was the fight between George Foreman and Muhammad Ali. It's like Rumble in the Jungle. And you about broke your neck looking at me like, what? I'm like, come on, guys. Everybody knows the Rumble in the Jungle. Right?
So, some of it. Let's explore this briefly.
Okay.
I will talk to you about music, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I love Collective Soul. I love the song Shine, and I love the song December, and I love the song... And you'll name the hits. And then I get this sense of you. I know this isn't true, but early on I get this sense of, oh, this dude just has a band name in his head and he picks one or two songs and then that's all he knows. But then randomly we'll have a music discussion and you're pulling out deep cuts, like stuff I don't even think the artists themselves know that they were recorded.
Yes.
So exactly. I know there's an untapped frontier.
Like one of my favorite ZZ Top songs is I Need You Tonight.
Yeah. You're like the guy in that movie Limitless where he takes the drug and he unlocks
and he had no limit.
There's something in that damn punch that you bring to these parties. You drink that and you turn into that guy. You're solving quadratic equations and explaining
X equals negative B plus or
explaining
minus
the Higgs boson collider.
4AC all divided by 2A.
You're talking in 4 dimensions and 5 dimensions,
exactly.
and then the punch wears off and you go back to being an idiot. I don't know what happened.
Hey. Now hold on a second.
My question is, what the hell?
I say that with as much love as I can.
Kindness and compassion.
But I'm degrading my intelligence. So as you're flaunting your newfound intelligence, I'm turning into more and more of an idiot. Every day I wake up stupider than I was the day before.
I know you are, but what am I?
And I'm dumb as a box of rocks, but I was playing that game, and hell, I was just like killing it.
Yeah,
and I was so excited.
But I'm happy for you. If we're ever like around people we don't know, you're on my team in these games. And like if they open up the casino, the board game casino, I'm taking you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just don't let them see you counting the pieces or however the hell you do.
That's right. I'm not going to count cards. Yeah. I'm also pretty good at Catan.
See, it's another mystery to me, and I should know how to do that.
Catan is a game that was just we had to put it away. It was destroying the family.
Yeah,
it really was. We were getting so protective over our wins on that, and Libby was, and then Jacob, Cameron was like the only one who didn't care if he lost.
Yeah,
he was like whatever.
Yeah, Catan is like chess with more wheat, right?
Yes.
Okay, basically that's what that is.
It's Monopoly, but like Game of Thrones-y.
Yeah. There's incest, there's dragons.
No, there's no incest in Catan.
Okay. Well, I play it differently than you do.
By the way, but it reminds me, one of my favorite jokes, the best part about having an incestuous relationship is you never fight over whose house you're going to at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Lost half our viewers in the past 2 minutes.
Where'd you go?
What happened? All right.
Nothing tastes better at a cookout than a Whompers all-beef footlong hot dog.
A couple of weeks ago, Libby had a really bad rheumatoid arthritis fit. It was bad. She could honestly, she could barely move her arms. She couldn't close her hands completely. It's like she couldn't move her fingers.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad. She hurt in her knees and her ankles and her hips, her shoulders, her back. I think everything except her eyelids hurt. From the arthritis.
Yeah.
And so she had to go to work, and she was trying to get ready, and she was trying to style her hair, and she said, "Can you help me?" And I said, "Okay." Yeah. I will try and help you style your hair.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, this should have, if we had cameras, if we had hey, welcome to the Cox family, like Ozzy Osbourne's, what was the name of his family TV
show?
Osbournes. The Osbournes, yeah. Thank you. Some trivia guy I am, right?
Yeah.
What was Ozzy Osbourne's show called? The Osbournes.
Yeah. I'm
trying to help her style her hair. Oh my God. And she's like, you grab a section of it, hold it, and you spray it underneath. You spray it. And so I would spray, but I was spraying too much. And then I would try to spray it again. I'm spraying on the top instead of underneath. Then you try to brush it out, but I was.
Did you have there's something about Mary situation going on here?
Everything I was doing was wrong.
Okay.
And then I tried to put the curler in there.
Oh.
And it started grinding, and her hair got caught in it. Stop. Trying to pull it out. I don't know how many hairs I pulled out of her head. And I'm like, let me go get you a hat. A nice hat. God love her. She's so sweet. My wife is an absolute sweetheart. She's like, I'm sorry I yelled, but that really hurt. You were pulling all the hair out of my head. If something ever happens and I have to take care of Libby, I'm going to have to hire somebody to do her hair. I can do all the other stuff. I can help her do all the other stuff, but I sucked at helping her with the hair. Oh my God. I can't remember how many weeks ago it was, but we had Joe Chambers, who is the guy who does the Johnny Cash impression of heavy metal songs. So we had Joe Chambers on the show. Well, we played a clip of Joe Chambers singing the Ace of Spades. I reached out to Joe and I said, do you take requests?
Yeah.
And he says, sure, what do you want to hear? I want to hear Holy Diver.
Oh, okay.
So Joe Chambers does this cover of Johnny Cash singing Holy Diver by Dio. And I swear to God, it sounds exactly like a song Johnny Cash would sing. And he killed it. And he said, he told me that I could play anything of his that I wanted to on the show. But here's Joe Chambers doing Holy Diver.
Holy Diver, we've been down too long in the midnight sea. I'll watch it coming up me. Ride the tiger, you can see his you know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? You got to get away. You got to get away. Holy diver. Got shiny diamonds like the eyes of a cat in the black and blue. Something is coming for you. Look out, race for the morning. You can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, we will pray that it's alright. You gotta get away, get away. Between the velvet light, there's a truth that's hard as steel. The vision never dies. Life's a never-ending wheel.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
So, Joe, thank you so much. If you go on the TikTok, look up Joe Chambers 50, follow him, share his music, help him out. Everybody needs to. I swear to God, he sounds exactly like Johnny Cash. It's amazing. Yeah, there you go.
All right. See ya. We'd like to thank our guest.
Yeah.
We didn't have a guest.
We didn't have a guest tonight, no. That's why the show went so smoothly. We want you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, folks. Please go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, and you can listen to every episode that we have. We also want you to go to Instagram. Follow us on the TikTok. Follow us on Facebook. And listen to our videos. If you share them, it's going to help us become more and more popular. And we need your help. We really, really do. I don't want to beg, but I'm begging you.
I'll beg.
I'm begging. We've been doing the show for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Help us out.
Help. Yeah.
Please. We hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darren Cox production.
That went nowhere.
Not a damn. Not. No. Cut that entire thing out. Or cut it in the middle of one of our words and say technical difficulties. That's what our audience has come to expect. You see a site replete with videos. Our irritabledadsyndrome.com, all the videos go there too. I don't know if you knew that or not, but we have a video section there. It's damn near Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Hulu on
crack.
Blue meth.
Mike?
Yeah. Anyway, the point is... Some of our shows
had one of those Letterman moments where he would freeze and Paul David.
So
David.
Some of our shows, we will sit here.
I'm your private dancer, a dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. Your private dancer.
Doesn't matter what I do. I feel like I got a pillow in there. Don't, Mike. Maybe you cut down on the peeps. Maybe you cut down on the being a. Like that.
I was gonna say I've got the same problem.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah.
Why don't you cut
Patrick
back on,
Stewart with hair.
Why don't you cut back on being a?
Welcome to the show.
Did we autograph and send the old Turlet to Chris Hughes?
Say, holy diver, you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger. You can feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some light can never be seen.